I'm retired Navy Lieutenant Commander Intelligence Service Jesus Romero. I'm also retired from the Army Civil Service as an intelligence operations specialist. And I was assigned to countries like Peru, Ecuador, Panama, and Guatemala. I've been in the front lines of the counter-narcotics war. My name is Jesus Romero. I served as a U.S. Naval Intelligence Officer and later as a Federal Intelligence Specialist for more than 37 years. I've been on the front lines of the war on drugs with assignments in Guatemala, Ecuador, Panama, and Peru. I have seen firsthand our successes and our failures, and the hard truth that most politicians are afraid to say out loud. Listen, the reality is this. We're not even keeping up with the increase in coca cultivation across the hemisphere. Titles 10, 14, and 21 authorities, the U.S. Navy, the U.S. Coast Guard, law enforcement, DEA, the prosecutors, they're doing their best, but we're not even keeping up. It's not enough. Even with around-the-clock interdictions, even with the strongest prosecutors in the world, we're barely scratching the surface of a problem that has grown into transnational, multi-billion-dollar narco-terrorists enterprise that have embedded into the U.S. And here's the truth I learned from the years out in operations. All I've ever seen is death, destruction, violence during all my assignments. I never thought once I would see it right here in the United States. Narco-terrorist structures only respond to power, pressure, and consequences. The cartels and the state actors who protect them have embedded themselves inside of our borders, inside of our communities, and even inside parts of our political systems. This is why we're in turmoil right now. That is why Title 50 authorities matter. Because when the President of the United States authorizes lethal, targeted actions against narco-terrorists, using the full capability of our military and intelligence community, the impact is immediate and it is also measurable. These operations destroy infrastructures, disrupt networks, eliminates leadership, and reduces the flow of poison coming into our own country. If we truly want to protect our families, if you want to protect your families, if we want to reclaim our communities, if we want to stop the cartels that have turned death into an industry in the US, this isn't a small war. They want to make you believe that this is a little war. It's an asymmetric attack by criminals and terrorists, all directed at the heart of the US. They're coming after your children. They're coming after our neighborhoods. Then the United States must confront this threat head on with the tools that actually work, including, yes, Title 50, lethal actions against narco-terrorists. These are organizations that threaten our own national security. Hear me when I tell you that military lethal power is needed. This contingent isn't large enough to protect our lives from the ravages of crime directed at the hearts within our country. I have seen hundreds and thousands of narco jets, aircrafts, speedboats, ships, narco submarine, hundreds of thousands of crew all headed to the US. And in our best day, we've only disrupted a very small portion. Last year, the Biden's White House prevented me from testifying before Congress on the airborne threat against the United States. I spent my final 5 years in federal service working with combined law enforcement teams and partner nations that successfully stopped the cocaine air shipments launched by the Venezuela's Cartel de los Soles. It was coordinated, high-risk effort targeting a criminal organization that operates not just abroad, but inside of the United States itself. But let's be clear, that was only a small portion and a small part of a much larger problem. These cocaine flights didn't just smuggle drugs. They left death in their wake, destroyed vast forests, corrupted entire communities, and brought misery to our Central American partners. And every single load that broke through the system brought one outcome to the United States: nothing but more death, more addiction, and at the end, even more violence. This is the real cost of narco-terrorism. This is what Washington must confront with honesty, strength, and the resolve to protect the American people. Unfortunately, Democrats, driven by a political obsession to discredit this administration, are attacking not only the president, but even our active duty military personnel, even a Navy SEAL admiral, in an effort to obstruct current operations targeting a narco-terrorist cartel. Their actions are pushing our nation deeper into an abyss of chaos where even more Americans will surely die as greater volumes of drugs will continue pouring across our borders. At the end, this is not about politics. This is about saving American lives. And today, Democrats have positioned themselves on the side of criminals, terrorists, undermining the very operations designed to protect the American people from one of the most dangerous narco-terrorist networks in the Western Hemisphere. It's time to stop and put the lives of Americans first. God bless the USA.